Kamala Harris is back on the scene now. I think she's laying the groundwork for another presidential run. She's delirious enough to believe it. Here she is trying to answer a basic question on voter ID. And pay attention to this ridiculous, preposterous word salad that exits the mouth of Kamala Harris. Check this out.
Is agreeing to voter ID one of those compromises that you'd support?
I don't think that we should underestimate what that could mean. Because in some people's mind, that means, well, you're going to have to Xerox or photocopy your ID to send it in to prove you are who you are. Well, there are a whole lot of people, especially people who live in rural communities, who don't. There's no Kinkos, there's no Office Max, any of them. People have to understand that when we're talking about voter ID laws, be clear about who you have in mind and what would be required of them to prove who they are. Of course, people have to prove who they are, but not in a way that makes it almost impossible for them to prove who they are.
You can't find a freaking Kinko's or a FedEx Express because you don't know how to make a photocopy? What is going on? I don't... You can't, Black, Hispanic, females, they can't possibly understand how to go, like, make a photocopy. How do you accept this? The answer is they don't.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Felony program. I am your host, Joe Newman, a.k.a. Good Lawgic. Hope you all had a phenomenal weekend, whether you were watching the Super Bowl, maybe you were watching it, maybe you weren't watching it, maybe you were watching it for part of the time, and you realized that this is a really, really boring game. Maybe you were watching part of the time, and all of a sudden someone started speaking in Spanish, singing in Spanish, and you're like, I don't know what's happening here. What country am I in? What country did I just land in here? I don't know what's going on. And you turn the channel. I don't know. Maybe you just decided to skip it altogether because you realize, it's a pretty bad mismatch here. Not as bad as, Richard Parker would tell me it was, but pretty bad. pretty bad matchup. Whatever it is that you did, I hope you had a phenomenal weekend. My weekend went pretty well. There was a 3-minute period there. 3-minute period there where I had the right box, like in the fourth quarter, like with like 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left. And I was like, I don't think the Seahawks defense is going to help me out here. I think they just don't care if they score because they have such a big lead. That was the concern. It was legitimate concern because they didn't seem to mind if they scored. And that cost me dearly. Cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But that's neither here nor there. It's all about hanging out with friends, which for me, that's what the Super Bowl has become. It's like an opportunity for me to see people that I only see once a year because I drive like an hour and a half to see them. And yeah, that pretty much was yesterday. Shabbos was great, as thank God it almost always is. And yeah, that was my weekend, in case you're wondering. I apologize I wasn't here last night. I gave you a heads up that I wasn't going to be here last night. I was hoping that maybe I'll do a show on Saturday night. I didn't see enough there and I also had other family stuff I had to take care of on Saturday night. So we're back. We're back now. What do we have going on tonight? Well, Tulsi Gabbard got into she basically dropped a hammer down on Senator Warner, humiliating him in this lengthy post that I spent like a great deal of time trying to understand. What is she saying? What is she breaking down here? Like it's a complicated area that I want to try and simplify so that each of you can understand exactly what this little conflict is about between Senator Warner and Tulsi Gabbard and just how thoroughly she just emasculated that shriveling man. We also want to talk to you about this Democrat congresswoman from Minnesota. From the state legislature, not from the federal Congress. I don't know if they use the term Congress there. Probably Congress was a misleading term for me to use there. A state representative from the state of Minnesota, Democrat, who seemingly may have filmed herself committing a felony because that's how insightful they are. She's so busy virtue signaling about what a great human being she is that she basically Arguably, maybe. One of my friends has labeled it a felony. We'll talk about whether or not it actually is a felony. I want to break it down for you so you have a better understanding of that. And finally, if you watched the Super Bowl at all last night, or you read up anything on social media, you know that there was a big, massive brouhaha over the halftime entertainment. It goes by the name of Bad Bunny, a guy whose name I had never heard before in my life until he was announced as the halftime show. Apparently, he is a significant performer in the Southern Hemisphere but I guess the illegals might have imported him here. I don't know. So I want to just go over some of the brouhaha that's unfolded from that. And I have a goal up tonight. My goal is this, which I'm sort of a little concerned about hitting this goal because I don't know what's going to happen if I end up trying to watch this with you. I have not watched the Bad Bunny performance. When I watched the Super Bowl, we sort of shut it off for halftime, even if they're singing in English, mostly because today's music is just poison for your mind, and it's time for us to sort of like hang out. Plus, it's a friend of mine's birthday. It comes out this time of year, so we celebrate that, and then we do our evening prayer. So that's pretty much halftime. Is not something that we end up actually watching. So I haven't watched the Bad Bunny performance. But if we hit our goal tonight, which is our regular goal of 15 super chats in the range of $10 or more, it doesn't have to be super chats. It could be digger dollars. It could be rumble rants. It can be some stork ends up basically just squatting out $10 bills on top of my roof. Whatever it is that comes in here over the course of the next 2 hours, you get 15 of those. And we will be doing that Bad Bunny watch. I'm a little scared about doing it just because of the impact that I know invariably will come from YouTube for me to have the audacity of watching that exciting, thrilling show. That thrilling show. And I also feel as if I might actually retch. And I've got this keyboard here. I mean, it would be an excuse to get a new keyboard. I got my microphone. It could get kind of gross. It could get kind of gross. But if you guys manage to put me through that, I will put it through. I will go through with watching Bad Bunny's performance. So that's on the agenda for tonight. So buckle up, get into your jammies, whatever it is you feel most comfortable laying back in your little lazy boy recliner in your bed with the dulcet tones of Good Lawgic as we go around the world this weekend covering the news that you needs to knows. So with that, I think perhaps we should start with Tulsi. Should we start with Tulsi? I feel like Tulsi is the most complicated of stories. It is the most complicated of stories, and perhaps I should begin there. Just so that, because I know that it's going to be, I want to try and simplify it so that by the time we're done, you're like, oh, that wasn't so hard. That's my goal. That's my goal here. But first, I got to cover a couple of these chats here. Aaron Troyer saying late and gray fee paid. What's the gray fee? I don't know what a gray fee is. What's a gray fee? I've never heard of it. I don't know what that is, but we appreciate you covering that debt. So thank you that I didn't know you incurred, but God bless you. Carlos Centeno Castro says, hi, Joe. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. That's very thoughtful of you. Appreciate that. Who's handsome saying towards whatever goal you haven't mentioned yet? That's very nice too. Richard Parker says, put $50 on Seattle minus 13.5 Friday. Picked up 170 today. Well done. You told me that Seattle would win by 18. I told you I thought they would win by a lot. I said I feel like they're going to win. Told you that. I thought 18 was a little high. And I was correct. It was a little high. They didn't win by 18. But they did win pretty handily. And even when it was 12-0, it felt as if the Patriots were like 4 scores behind. Like it felt like they weren't going to move the ball anywhere to that fourth quarter. That was a disastrous performance by Drake May. That was the type of performance which almost certainly frightens Patriot fans that maybe this guy is a mirage, because he looked bad. He looked really, really bad. If you're a Patriot fan, You came out of that game depressed. You probably came into the game feeling like this is house money. Like, I really hope we win, but like we weren't supposed to be here now. It's house money. And, we got an amazing future going ahead of us. And in a certain sense, by the time you're done, you're looking at Drake May and saying, I don't know what the hell that was. But Seattle defense is really good. It's a really good defense. I didn't realize they're giving up the fewest points in the NFL. It's a really good defense. He looked like he couldn't complete a pass, even when he had people open. Like the pressure of the moment just seemed to be crushing to him. It was embarrassing. And if Sam Darnold had actually played well, I think you would have gotten your 18-point win there. Punishing the chat for making the goal. It's not smart tactics on my part, I know. So when the thing is, I feel like people enjoy watching me feeling uncomfortable. That's something that I've noticed. It's not a new thing. In general, throughout my life, people have always enjoyed watching me look really uncomfortable in any given circumstance. So, that's pretty much what I figured people would be investing in. Now, so when the FCC reviews the lyrics translated into English, how big a fine will be and who is responsible to pay it? Yeah, see, this is the thing. And no one knows what was the whole thing in Spanish? It was like everything in the entire thing. So stupid. So stupid. It's almost like they were trying to make a point. It's almost like they were trying to make a point. This is the year we're going to get Bad Bunny in here. It's like they were trying to make a point, the NFL. Which really makes me feel like, F you. Gosh. Ugh, they sicken me. Let me just check out my, gosh. Ugh. Thing is, speaking of things that are designed to sicken you and make me look awkward and uncomfortable, Dominion After Dark has sent in a Rumble rant. I wonder what Dominion After Dark's Rumble rant is all about. Let's see what we got here. God. Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me so much? Jews and Muslims are not allowed to experience the pleasure of having Anton's meat in their mouths. From King of Biltong at Biltong USA, but all the other races are allowed to have freedom. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that very important and insightful message, Dominion After Dark. That was very, very helpful. The lyrics are online. Yeah. See, I want to come back to this whole thing about the lyrics when I talk about when I cover Bad Bunny. I'm going to start with Tulsi, but I'm going to talk about someone to remind me to talk about this whole thing about what the lyrics are really saying. And I think my take is going to be a little bit different than many of you are expecting about Bad Bunny, but we'll get there. Okay. And it looks as if you guys are pumping really hard to get me over that whole doing the whole watching Bad Bunny perform. So don't really love that. I also have a whole lot here on the Save Act. I don't know why it is that I didn't put that. I should have put that in my description. I have a lot on the Save Act. Like a lot on the Save Act. Like I totally forgot about this when I was setting my stream. Do you guys want me? I should do that instead. I should change my goal. Be like, I'll cover the Save Act. I can throw that in as a bonus, I guess. We'll get to the Save Act, probably. I expect that we're probably going to get to the Save Act at some point. Let's talk about Tulsi Gabbard and this whole thing. All right. So, where to start with on the whole Tulsi Gabbard versus Mark Warner? I guess we could start here. We could start here with Michael Weiss, a post from a guy named Michael Weiss. I don't know who the heck Michael Weiss is. He's got 268,000 followers. He is. I guess that makes him special. Michael Weiss posted out there. This is Michael Weiss from Insider ENG. I don't know what ISIS, Inside the Army of Terror, an expert GRU, Max. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. He's followed by 30 people I follow. That probably means he's either a neocon. It probably means he's a neocon. I don't know what he is. I don't know who or what he's about. But I didn't see this post here. He was sharing out this article from The Guardian, which was basically saying, last spring, the National Security Agency detected evidence of an unusual phone call between an individual associated with foreign intelligence, meaning some foreign spy agency, and a person close to Donald Trump. According to a whistleblower's attorney, briefed on the existence of the call. The highly sensitive communique, which I don't know what makes it highly sensitive. It could have been, I mean, it's an unusual phone call. We don't know what highly sensitive what was so highly sensitive about this? They literally could have been talking about who's going to win, who's going to be winning, the Stanley Cup if it was last spring. Highly sensitive communique, which has roiled Washington over the past week, was brought to the attention of the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. But rather than allowing NSA officials to distribute the information further, she took a paper copy of the intelligence directly to the president's chief of staff, Susie Wiles. The attorney Andrew Backlash said, "Okay, now let's break down what's written here. Okay, this is detected evidence of an unusual phone call. So does this mean evidence that? So we don't even know that a phone call happened. There's just evidence that maybe some phone call happened between an individual associated with foreign intelligence, which sounds like it's not someone from foreign intelligence, but it could be, for all we know, it's some secretary who works with foreign intelligence, and a person close to Donald Trump, which can be literally any human on the planet. You could just generically be described as a person close to Donald Trump. According to a whistleblower's attorney, meaning he doesn't know this, he's just saying, I represent someone who's making this claim, who is briefed on the existence of this call, that we don't know if this call actually happened or there was just evidence of there being an unusual phone call. You have to read between the lines when you're reading through these things. You can appreciate exactly what the hell they're saying, because we've seen so many times this desperate effort to try and portray Trump as if he's involved in some sort of clandestine, nefarious agenda that's harmful to America and to America's best interests, and that's why when you see a paragraph like this, there's so much here to break down. This is how they mask and try and get you to think something without actually lying. So they'll say detected evidence of a phone call, individual associated with foreign intelligence, some random person close to Donald Trump. You don't know, it could be anyone. It could be Kid Rock. Like literally, it could be Kid Rock. There's a person close to Donald Trump. Like, I don't know what makes this sensitive information, and who's giving the sensitive information. Like, what is happening here? So it sounds like someone's trying very hard to make a big deal out of something which is almost certainly a big fat nothing burger. Okay. That's where we start. Here's Mark Warner asking. This was him at the end of January. So this is like a week ago? 2 weeks ago? Why is Tulsi Gabbard an FBI raid on an election office in Fulton County? I love this picture of Tulsi. I think this is the greatest picture of her. I was going to use this as my thumbnail, but I was like, I think most people who just are scrolling past stuff are not going to realize that that's Tulsi Gabbard. That's her when they were doing the raid down in Fulton County for the ballot boxes. I think that's such a great shot of her. Like, she's like, yeah, like who's she talking to? What's happening? She's got the little, like, hiding with her baseball hat there. It's funny. It's a great picture. The only two explanations for why a director of national intelligence would show up at a federal raid tied to Donald Trump's obsession with losing the 2020 election. Either Director Gabbard believes there was a legitimate foreign intelligence nexus, which is what you guys have been talking about, been making that claim, in which case she's in clear violation of obligation of the law to keep the intelligence communities fully and currently informed of relevant national security concerns. That's only if she finds out that there is some sort of nexus. So she could be just be doing investigations. So no, she doesn't have to keep you informed of anything, idiot. Or she is once again demonstrating a lack of fitness to this office. He's so obsessed with Tulsi Gabbard. So obsessed with her. He's so freaked out by what they're what they potentially going to find here. This is what he said in an interview with the press on February 5th. This is Senator Mark Warner talking to a gaggle of press, a gaggle of geese about Tulsi Warner on February 5th.
Have you gotten any word back from the DNI in response to any of your inquiries?
We had some mumbo jumbo letter that was talking about, broad statutory authorities, didn't address the fact of.
At this point, he's talking about he's being questioned about Tulsi doing the raid in Fulton County.
First of all, claiming broad statutory authorities, and then claiming the president asked and demanded her to be there. Well, again, if the president made that request, how do you know about the warrant being issued?
But he's not allowed to know about warrants that are issued? I don't understand the question. Why is that a question? Maybe the DOJ told him that they got this warrant.
Before it was even issued.
How do you know when he knew
This
about
smells exactly of Nixonian Watergate style policy.
He's so desperate to drum up anything. So let's pretend that this is like a whole Watergate. Please throw gate onto this. When you're calling this, when you're writing your article about what I'm saying, please make sure you throw out gate out there. Please call it Tulsi Gate or something.
It took a massive effort in the mid-'70s
So
to
transparent.
correct those activities. My fear is,
What the hell does this have to do with Watergate? What are you talking about?
who knows what it's going to take to correct this kind of actions going into the 26th election. Thank goodness, at least, their kind of Keystone Cop chaotic approach is showing.
He has a right to ask her to go there. There's nothing wrong with him asking her to go there. But this is where the Democrats try to drum up, like basically with nothing, trying to drum up some sort of massive scandal that's here when there's absolutely nothing wrong.
Going up in January and February and not in October and November.
Do you have any issues with the whistleblower complaint? Senator Cotton doesn't seem to have any issues with it.
So now let's talk about the whole whistleblower thing. And this is where he's about to make accusations against Tulsi.
Listen, I've got issues about the substance of the complaint. Much of it was redacted. I want to get more.
And this is the whistleblower complaint that we were just reading about. So he has issues with the substance of the complaint. Okay.
Information. But what I've particularly got issues with as well is the law. When a whistleblower makes a complaint and wants to get it before Congress, the agency's got 21 days to relay it to Congress. This whistleblower complaint was issued in May. We didn't receive it till February. And
so he's making a claim here, and I see him having problems with my connection. I don't know why I see it glitching on my screen here. I don't understand what's wrong. Okay. Not sure why it's glitching like that. I apologize. I'm starting to get bothered by this. So, this is really not good. I'm glitching. All right. Hopefully, this is a YouTube issue which gets resolved. Although I don't think it is because I'm glitching. It looks like I'm glitching in StreamYard. I'm not looking at YouTube right now. I'm just looking at StreamYard. So it seems to be a StreamYard glitch, if anything. I don't think it's the space lasers. I'm on their side. Yeah. All right. Well, anyhow. So what he is claiming here is that if someone files a whistleblower complaint, that there's a duty on Tulsi to share that with select members of Congress within 21 days. And that she's had it since May and she hasn't, she's breached that duty. So he's claiming that she's breached her duty for failing to abide by that.
The idea that one of the letters that came from the Inspector General that Gabbard didn't know the rules means
there was no letter from the Inspector General that Gabbard didn't know the rules.
Means that she's either not competent to do the job, or if her legal advisors didn't tell her, she didn't have competent legal advice. So this is this was again a complete avoidance of, and I think it was an effort to try to bury this whistleblower complaint.
That's what it was. It was an effort. She didn't want anyone to see it, so that's why she basically locked it away in a safe, according to Senator Warner here.
I can't talk about the substance of it, but you don't wait 6+ months to get it to Congress and then have the director claim suddenly, "Oh, I didn't know I had to." Well,
She didn't say that.
have direct testimony from Gabbard when she was before the Senate Intelligence Committee in her nomination process, that she would honor whistleblower complaints, honor the law, and now claiming ignorance of the law is not a good excuse.
Do you have any commitments from Senator Cotton to investigate these allegations?
Listen, we're going to have a chance to get Gabbard in front of the committee at the worldwide threat hearing coming up shortly. And I know many, many members, I believe on both sides of the aisle are going to ask these kind of questions. Yeah.
So there you go. There's Mark Warner talking to a gaggle of press. I'm still having glitchy issues. I apologize for that. I'm not sure exactly why that's doing that. I think it's glitching both with respect to my media feed and with respect to my feed here. I don't think it's on my end with respect to my internet connection. Here's a letter dated February 3rd from the whistleblower's lawyer. The whistleblower's lawyer's name is Andrew Backlash. Andrew Backlash, B-A-K-A-J. So that's his lawyer. So this is a letter from February 3rd from the whistleblower's attorney. Let's open up this one. Andrew Backlash, whistleblower aide, chief legal counsel, has sent the following correspondence to Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, informing her that if she fails to provide security guidance to our client and their counsel in contacting the Congressional Intelligence Committees, Counsel Backlash will approach the committees to provide them an unclassified briefing on the disclosure of the underlying intelligence concerns on February 9th, which was today. By email. Director of National Intelligence, Dear Director Gabbard, on June 6, 2025, in response to the Intelligence Community's to the Intelligence Community Office of Inspector General's correspondence, a copy of which is included as enclosure, our client requested your office direction on how to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committees consistent with appropriate security practices. So we wanted to basically go to Congress directly. As you are well aware, our client's disclosure directly impacts our national security and American people. Okay. We don't know what was in this. We don't know what was supposedly discussed, but this means that our client's complete whistleblower disclosure must be transmitted to Congress and that we, as their counsel, speak with members and cleared staff. Soon after being retained and by correspondence dated November 21, 2025, we provide you with notice of our intent to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committees, which Warner is a vice chair for the Senate minority of the Intelligence Committee. So we want to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committees and restated our client's request for direction on doing so. So we said, hey, tell us how we can get in touch directly with the Intelligence Committee. A copy of this correspondence is included as an enclosure as well. Earlier this evening, we learned that your office has provided the Intelligence Community Inspector General with guidance on contacting the Congressional Intelligence Community. So you gave the Community Inspector General guidance on how to contact them. To date, your office has provided us with zero guidance despite our earlier requests. Consistent with 50 U.S.C. 3033, subsection 5D2, subsection 2, subsection 1, we are providing you with a formal notice that should your office fail to provide us with security guidance on contacting the Congressional Intelligence Committees by Friday, February 6th, then on Monday, February 9th, I, as counsel, will contact the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence and the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence to provide them an unclassified briefing on Ms. Gabbard's conduct and the underlying intelligence concerns. Furthermore, as you should know, I maintain top secret eligibility and have routinely been read into matters when representing national security and intelligence community whistleblowers. Accordingly, I ask to be read into this matter. Thank you for your attention. Sincerely, Andrew Backlash, Esquire, Chief Legal Counsel, etc. But here's the letter from June 6th. Now, this is a letter that came in that was created by the Office of the Inspector General. So what happened was there was a whistleblower who filed a complaint. The Inspector General looked into the matter that was raised by the whistleblower. So basically, a whistleblower sees something, files a complaint, sends it on to the Inspector General. Inspector General looks into it, creates a report. This is the letter that they generated. Thank you for your recent submission to the Office of Inspector General of the Intelligence Committee, pursuant to Intelligence Community Whistleblower Protection Act 50 U.S.C. 3033. The ICIG, meaning the Intelligence Community Inspector General, processed your submission pursuant to the requirements of that statute and concluded its review on June 4th. So we looked through all your stuff there. The end of the statutorily directed 14-day calendar review period. Based on their review, the Inspector General determined that the allegations in your submission, if accepted as true, meet the statutory definition of an urgent concern. So if we accept what you said as being true, that would be a concern under 50 U.S.C. 3033. However, pursuant to 50 U.S.C. 3033, Inspector General cannot determine if the allegations appear credible, meaning from what we've seen, we think you're completely full of crap. That's the problem here. They don't seem credible. So you're making all these claims, which if true would be a real problem, but they don't seem like credible claims. We don't believe you. Due to this determination, the statute does not require our office to transmit your complaint to the Director of National Intelligence. So we're not sending it to Tulsi because we think that you're full of crap. That's what they're saying here. Or the Congressional Intelligence Committees. We're not sending it to them either. We're not spending it. We're not saying it to them because we think that you're full of hot garbage. However, given the nature of the allegations, ICIG exercised its authorities under 50 U.S.C. 3033 to keep the DNI fully and currently informed, and accordingly provided the DNI a copy of your complete submission. So we sent it on to her with redactions to protect whistleblower and potential witness identities in the Inspector General's determination. So we shielded from her your client's identity, and we forwarded it on to her. Based on the Inspector General's determination, you may contact the Congressional Intelligence Committees directly only if, one, before making such contact, you furnish the DNI through ICIG your submission notice you intend to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committee directly. So first, you'd have to tell her that you plan on doing that. And two, you obtain through ICIG and follow the DNI's direction on how to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committee in accordance with appropriate security practices. Meaning, because you're talking about stuff that's highly sensitive here, there's a lot of security practices which have to be followed. Please advise us if you wish to pursue this option. We appreciate you bringing this matter to our attention. If you'd like to discuss this notification further, here's the phone number for you to call us. So basically, what they're saying here is, look, your client raised some serious friggin' concerns. Or I guess this is probably sent directly to the whistleblower, not the lawyer. So you're raising some serious concerns. We just don't think that what you're saying actually happens. We don't think that your claims are credible. So we're basically done here. That's what the Office of Inspector General wrote. Now they're trying to make some sort of big stink about this. Like, how dare Tulsi hold this, lock this away? What is she doing? She's not following the law. She's either breaking the law or she's incompetent. That's what Mark Warner here is trying to say. That's what his trying to malign Tulsi as if she did something wrong.
I believe that Director Gabbard.
Okay. And Mark Warner has been going hard after Tulsi Gabbard for a while now. Also from February 5th, this is him saying Director Gabbard's own team acknowledges there was no evidence of foreign interference, yet they seized voting machines on election data anyway. And he's claiming absent of a foreign nexus, she has no lawful role in domestic election administration. This is not true. This is not true. She has no duty there. That doesn't mean that it should be shielded from her eyes. Doesn't mean that she couldn't be brought in as in a capacity there to advise. So what you're saying is that she doesn't have a duty to that. The president, to the extent that he has powers over controlling federal elections, if he decides to send someone that he trusts to go in there, there's nothing in the Constitution, no statutes which prohibit her from being involved in that entire effort, which is why this is just him blustering, because he's frustrated with just how capable and scary Tulsi Gabbard is to him. That's how this comes across to me, at least. But naturally, this idiot has to pretend that that's a problem with her qualifications. I think that this one, I'm going to put aside for a moment. Let's look at Tulsi's response, because Tulsi blew this guy up. Deanna, this is what she tweeted out on February, what was the date? February 7th. So Saturday, she tweeted this out. All right. Senator Mark Warner and his friends in the propaganda media have repeatedly lied to the American people that I, or the ODNI, hid a whistleblower complaint in a safe for 8 months. This is a blatant lie. The truth. 1. I am not now, nor have I ever been, in possession or control of the whistleblower's complaint. She got a copy of it, presumably. It's that, according to the office, the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community, they sent her a copy, but she didn't have the original. So I am not now, nor have I ever been in possession and control of the whistleblower's complaint. So I obviously could not have hidden it in a safe. Biden era Intelligence Community Inspector General Tamara Johnson, meaning this is the same woman who was there since Biden, was in possession of and responsible for securing the complaint for months. Uh-oh. The first time I saw the whistleblower complaint was 2 weeks ago. So this is a little strange because that letter does imply that they were sending it on to her in June. That letter there from this whistleblower over here, they say we are sending it on to I'm sorry. I got it backwards. I was wrong. Due to this determination, the statute does not require them to transmit your complaint to Director of National Intelligence. But we did provide the DNI a copy of your completed submission with redactions. So I don't know what this means when they say they provide the DNI copy of a complete submission with redactions. When they're saying they don't have to give it to the DNI. So it's a little unclear exactly what the Inspector General did here. Did they give it to the office but not to Tulsi? I don't know what's happening in this second. In other words, if we look at this paragraph again, due to determination, the statute does not require us to transmit your complaint to the Director of National Intelligence, that's Tulsi, or the Congressional Intelligence Committees. However, because of the nature of allegations, the ICIG exercise its authorities under 50 U.S.C. to keep DNI fully and currently informed and provide the DNI a copy of your complete submission. I don't know what this means. With redactions to protect whistleblower and potential witness identities. I don't know. I don't know what this means. It's a little bit confusing. But Tulsi here is saying she hadn't seen it. When I had it, so the first time I saw the whistleblower complaint was 2 weeks ago when I had to review it to provide guidance on how it should be securely shared with Congress. As Vice Chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Senator Warner knows very well that whistleblower complaints that contain highly classified and compartmented intelligence, even if they contain baseless allegations like this one does, must be secured in a safe, which the Biden-era Inspector General Tamara Johnson did, and her successor, Inspector General Chris Fox, continued to do. So you're whining that it's in a safe, but because the whistleblower, for one reason or another, decided to put highly sensitive, detailed sensitive information in the whistleblower complaint, so now it has to be stored in a safe. And I didn't even have access to this safe. After Intelligence Community Inspector General Fox hand-delivered the complaint to the Gang of Eight, the Gang of Eight here is a reference to certain members of Congress. It includes Senate Majority Leader Thune and House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, the head of the Intelligence Committee, and the vice and presumably Mark Warner as the vice chair of the. So that's 6 of the 8. That's when they're talking about the Gang of 8. That's a reference that she's making to people who have very high level security clearance and a right to know about stuff related to intelligence issues. So the complaint was returned to a safe where it remains. After it was hand-delivered to them, it was returned to a safe where it remains, consistent with any such information of such sensitivity. Either Senator Warner knows these facts and is intentionally lying to the American people, or he doesn't have a clue how these things work and is therefore not qualified to be in the U.S. Senate and certainly not the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Here's a detailed chronology of the situations, just so you all know exactly what happened here with this story that Mark Warner is claiming shows my incompetence. June 25th, I became aware that a whistleblower made a complaint against me that after further investigation, neither Biden-era IC Inspector General Tamara Johnson nor current Intelligence Community Inspector General Chris Fox found the complaint to be credible. So they looked at her complaint, or his complaint, the whistleblower's complaint, and said, this is kind of stupid and bogus. The complaint required special handling and storage in a safe because the complainant chose to include highly sensitive information within the complaint itself rather than referencing the sensitive report and leaving the complaint at a lower level of classification. So they could have just said they were talking about things related to sensitive information XYZ, but instead they started talking about the sensitive information. So once they talked about the sensitive information, rather than by some code reference to it, a coded reference to it, now it has to go into a safe because you can't just have this flying around where anyone could just open up and learn sensitive information. Security standards for complaints that include such sensitive intelligence require the Inspector General to keep the complaint and the intelligence reference secured in a safe from the time the complaint was made until now. That's what we have to do. In June 2025, after Biden-era Inspector General Tamara Johnson completed her review of the complaint, no further oversight or investigative activity took place. Why would no further investigative activity take place? Because they thought the whistleblower was full of crap. They thought it was not credible, that this complaint about what happened did not happen. That was their conclusion, not Tulsi's conclusion. This the reason why Tulsi here keeps referencing Biden era Inspector General is to say, don't think this is some Trump lackey who looked at the whistleblower complaint and said, this is hot garbage. This is some person that Biden hired to sit in this role who came to the conclusion that this was hot garbage. That's why nothing happened with it. Biden-era Inspector General Johnson had communicated with me directly throughout the course of her investigation into this complaint, yet neither she nor anyone from her office informed me that the whistleblower chose to send the complaint to Congress, which would require me to issue security instructions. So they never got back to me. I wasn't following this whole application along. They never came back to me and told me that I had this whistleblower wants to appear before Congress. Because if they want to appear before Congress, then I would have to take further steps. When a complaint is not found to be credible, there is no timeline under the law for the provision of security guidance. The 21-day requirement that Senator Warren alleges I did not comply with only applies when a complaint is determined by the Inspector General to be both urgent and apparently credible. That was not the case here. It was not found to be credible. I was made aware of the need to provide security guidance by IC Inspector General Chris Fox on December 4th, 2025, which he detailed in his letter to Congress. I took immediate action to provide the security guidance to the intelligence community, Inspector General, who then shared the complaint and referenced intelligence with relevant members of Congress last week. Senator Warner's decision to spread lies and baseless accusations over the months for political gain undermines our national security and is a disservice to the American people and the intelligence community. So, sum in substance, what she is claiming is, once it's found to be not credible, my duty stops. A lot of what the law is, and presumably the way things work in government as well, is something that one of my former bosses referred to as, in litigation, they'll refer to it as tennis. What do I mean by tennis? So you hit the ball. When the ball's on my side of the net, it's my duty to go over, pop, and hit it back to your side of the net until this entire volley is concluded. And once it's on your side of the net, then you have to hit it back to me. But it's not on me to follow up when the ball is on your side of the net. So what Tulsi is saying is this. There was communication with me back in June about that there was some whistleblower complaint. I did not have the whistleblower complaint. It was set aside and it was assessed and investigated by Tamara Johnson, the former Biden Inspector General. And she looked at it and said, this is garbage. So she seems to say that she didn't get the full copy of the complaint. That's what she said. She said she didn't have it. And that once that assessment is made that it's not credible, there's no duty on Tulsi to do anything. So she sits back. Now, that duty can be imposed on her if the whistleblower says, no, I want to go to and speak before the intelligence community. I want to address Congress about this matter because I think this is a serious matter, and I want to address Congress about it. So at that point, once he or she, the whistleblower, says they want to address Congress, at that point, the Director of National Intelligence now has to make arrangements to ensure that the information that's going to be discussed during that meeting with Congress is going to remain secured and confidential. So there's a 21-day window that starts from that point on. In December, once this thing came up, that's when this issue was brought to her attention that, hey, the whistleblower wants to go to Congress. That's when her 21-day window kicked off, and she says she complied with that 21-day window. So that's essentially what, and Furthermore, she says that Mark Warner knows all this. He's full of crap. He's pretending that stuff is going back to June, or there was some sort of thing that I was locking things away in a safe. I didn't even have it. I didn't have it until 2 weeks ago. But he's desperate to try and malign Tulsi. Ever since Tulsi in mid-July, I think it was on July 14th or so, when she came out with those claims about what Obama and his lackeys, specifically head of CIA Brennan and head of FBI Comey and head of intelligence Clapper were doing with respect to trying to sabotage the incoming president in late 2016, when they were trying to sabotage Trump. Ever since she's done that, she has been deemed, presumably from the left, as public enemy number one to be feared. Because she's basically leveling genuine accusations. She's actually coming out and pointing fingers in directions that are terrifying to them. Sadly, she could basically, it seems like she could hand Pam Bondi a bag of fire and say, here, go, prosecute, and Pam Bondi will sit back and basically just be like, oh, no, not today. I'm not doing it. I've passed the point. I have no more patience for Pam Bondi anymore. I am so sick of this. I am so sick of so frustrated. The two weakest people in DC today, in my personal opinion, you can have your own opinion. The two weakest people are Pam Bondi and Senator John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader. They are a disaster. They're so useless, and they're in such pivotal roles for furthering an agenda of actually making this country a better place. It's like you just have weak people in significant positions. You're going to hear me rail against Senator John Thune when I'm talking about the SAVE Act, because this guy, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kimmy says, I'd rather you watch TPUSA halftime show too. If you want to punish us with Bad Bunny, then we could do a compare contrast. Did you watch any of TPUSA's? I did not. No, I didn't watch. I did not watch that. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with TPUSA. I haven't talked about this just because I don't want to be like one of those people. Since you bring this up now, I'm just going to tell you that the Turning Point folks, basically blasted me to YouTube for watching their memorial service. And I have no doubt that they will do something similar if I watch their halftime show. So I'm very hesitant. It's like I want TPUSA to be successful, but their policy with what they do to fellow right-wing commentators who cover anything they do is very left-leaning. It's a sort of response which is an embarrassment. I don't know if that's the policies they had while Charlie Kirk was there. I don't remember trying to share any of their stuff when Charlie Kirk was there. The first time I ever really shared anything in earnest from TPUSA was their memorial. But I have a feeling that if I share a 20-minute video from TPUSA, that my video will be blocked. So there's different reactions that you get when you are deemed to have violated a copyright. If I violate a copyright of some folks, they'll revenue share. If I violate a copyright with the Daily Show, with Jon Stewart, and no one will see my video. It just goes away. And TPUSA does the same thing. They're just as woke in that direction. It's very, very aggravating. I'm not looking to blast them, but once the topic is coming up, this is why, I agree with you. I'd much rather watch that show, but I definitely can't watch it with you guys because they're animals about that. MI6 CIA Mossad is like a three-body problem. You cannot predict which will do what next and who is to blame. This is true. This is true. Keystone Cop is, in other words, transparency. Yeah. I popped out. Oh, I forgot about this. Hands One Pack says, my wife found the lyrics of Bad Bunny disgusting and she speaks Spanish. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I have no idea what the hell he was singing about. But I am going to talk about. I'm definitely covering a little bit about the whole Bad Bunny brouhaha. If someone close to POTUS is, he also says, someone close to POTUS is compromised, inform POTUS immediately to prevent leaks and further infiltration of his office. You would think that would be standard policy, right? You would think that would be like a normal thing to do. But somehow doing the normal thing is not something that just comes naturally to people. JH, locals, I have drunk coin, drachma, shekels. Thank you, brother. Jojo, what's the deal with Charlie Puth's Super Bowl national anthem performance? Deserves all the attention. He looks like a young Joe, like you. He can sing and has rhythm, and he's from New Jersey. And he's one of your people, a Jew. Does Mrs. Lawgic know about this child? Best national anthem and flyover ever. I'll keep this on the down low if you need me to. Yes, don't tell anyone. It's kind of, you have to change his name. I see a little bit the resemblance. I see a little bit the resemblance there. This is I'll share with you all here. I'll share with you all here what he shared. This is the it is a little bit like what I looked like when I was young. A little bit. But yeah, I can't really go into any more details about that. Other than the fact that he's a fine man. Charlie's a fine man, and you should fully endorse him and support him. So I have to keep track of where we're at on the because we had a bunch of chats here outside of YouTube, so people might see YouTube and not appreciate how close we are to our of YouTube. So people might see YouTube and not appreciate. Why is this doing that? Yeah, we're like 5 away. Yeah, instead of looking like 8 away, we're actually much closer than folks might realize. Anyhow, I want to move forward and cover something else here that is. I did want to. This is. I also want to cover before I leave Mark Warner. This was his reaction after Tulsi.
Well, the director is frustrated with you personally, and
I didn't even watch this clip yet, but I know this was after she issued her attacks on him.
issued this really long, blistering statement saying you have repeatedly lied to the American people, that the media also lies. Do you care to respond to this accusation that
I would
that you are
respond
lying?
Please defend us, Mark.
that I do not believe that Director Gabbard is competent for her position.
Yeah, that's not a factual thing. You're just making your own stupid assessments because you hate her, because you fear her.
I don't believe that she is making America safer by
You're not saying anything. This is all just stupid ad hominems.
not following the rules and procedures on getting whistleblower complaints to the Congress in a timely fashion.
Which part of what she said was inaccurate? She laid out all factual allegations. So what part of what she said is inaccurate?
I believe she has been totally inappropriate showing up on a domestic criminal investigation.
Still not a point about where she was wrong and the facts that she laid out as to how stupid and wrong you were.
In Georgia around voting machines. I think she has not been appropriate or competent in terms of, frankly, cutting back on investigations into foreign malign influence, literally dismembering the Foreign Malign Influence Center that's at the Director of National Intelligence.
None of this relates to whistleblower stuff.
And we are going to agree to disagree about who's telling the truth. And I believe her own general counsel.
You haven't even said what she did wrong. Where was she wrong when she attacked you as being a big, fat, stinking liar who's an incompetent, who doesn't know anything, who is either lying to the people or doesn't know how intelligence works? What part of what she said are you claiming is inaccurate?
Counsel, who's now her deputy general counsel, testified this week that he shared with Director Gabbard in June her legal obligations.
Well, the director.
Yeah, and her legal obligations were that she didn't have to do anything until there was a request by the whistleblower to appear before the intelligence committees. So what part of that do you disagree with? Is Tulsi lying to us about that? You don't make that claim. This is basically gaslighting. That's what this jackass is doing. He's just gaslighting. He's embarrassed that he tried embarrassing her and she called him out for being a fool. Brian Oldenkamp, try and bring us on home here. I see what you're doing, Brian. I see what you're doing. Thank you, brother. All right. I think that's enough. That's enough of Mark Warner. An hour on Mark Warner is more time than it's worth. There's more time, more time than I hope to invest in this story. So, with that, I got a bunch of other topics I want to cover with you. I want to give you guys a moment to enjoy. Since we just did like the hard part of the show, let's relax and enjoy a couple of moments from Minnesota. Look at this. I almost use this as my opening. This is the narrative versus reality.
I encountered a traffic jam caused by ICE vehicles and no signs indicating how to get around it.
See a traffic jam there? See a traffic jam there? Any kind of traffic jam there? There's literally no cars anywhere near. This big, massive traffic jam.
I had not wanted to pull into a blocked, chaotic intersection.
Where is it blocked?
But verbally agreed to do so and rolled down my window after an agent yelled, "Move! I will break your effing window!"
The histrionics. Oh, the histrionics.
His first instruction.
His first instruction.
Agents on all sides of my vehicle yelled conflicting threats and instructions that I could not process while watching for pedestrians.
Where are you watching for pedestrians here? Where are you watching for pedestrians? Are you driving? What the hell are you talking about?
Then the glass of the passenger side window flew across my face.
Okay. Not really saying that.
I yelled, "I'm disabled," at the hands grabbing at me, and an agent said, "Too late."
You don't seem like you're saying that yet.
An agent pulled a large combat knife in front of my face, which I thought was for cutting me.
It's behind her back. So she wasn't thinking anything about it. It's literally behind her back right now.
And later learned was used to cut off my seatbelt.
See, they just cut her seatbelt.
Shooting pain went through my head, neck, and wrists when I hit the ground face first, and people leaned on my back.
Oh my God. So retarded. This is also pretty funny. Blue Lives Matter saying, we're not saying we called this guy's truck and plates into an ICE activity hotline. This is genius. If they did this, oh my God, this is genius. What we are saying is that he ended up being targeted by anti-ICE protesters, despite the fact that he's one of them. That is such genius. They take the plates of people who are following them and report them as being ICE on the anti-ICE sites where they're like, tracking ICE plates. So apparently some cops or ICE or whatever are taking license plates of the people who are like harassing them and entering them into the anti-ICE page as, hey, here's another suspected ICE vehicle. This way, well, what ends up happening is they end up screaming, I'm on your effing side. It's so easy to flip the tables when you're dealing with brutally low IQ. This is great. This is so great. Here's a guy being harassed by ICE, by the anti-ICE crew. And throwing sex toys at this guy like losers.
Have you seen that fucking sign? Do you see why are you guys doing that? I'm on the fucking side. Tell them to see
Oh my god. That is so good. That is genius. Ah. That is so good. That is so good. It's just flood them with like thousands of license plates. Spend the entire time. The entire time. You would just like every time they're like looking at a plate, and they're sitting there going through this whole process. It's great. It's really great. Anyhow, so I knew you guys would enjoy that, and that's why I decided to share that with you, because I like you. So while you're here, if you could hit the like and subscribe, I would be most obliged. Just hit the like button. Just do it. You're here. Your finger's hovering over it. Just hit the button. Let's make those numbers surge. Make the numbers surge. All right. We're going to watch a video shared by Libs of TikTok, where she writes, Minnesota State Representative Kayla Berg deliver groceries to illegals because they're scared to leave their homes. Did she deliver groceries to families who were killed by ICE or whatever, or hit by illegals drunk driving? No. Okay, fine. That's what she put out there. Let's hear from this woman. We're going to talk about whether or not she's admitting to doing a crime.
So we just finished delivering groceries to folks who are too afraid to leave their homes because of this ICE occupation in our community. An amazing amount of people have put together boxes of produce and meat, as well as toilet paper and diapers for those that need it, dry goods, even some treats to help our neighbors. And we will continue to do this for as long as we need to. So we just...
Okay. Okay. Yes, it's exactly right, Jacob. Yay! Liberal white women to the rescue. We're saved. Okay. So on this, Andrew Branca, my friend, posted this comment. This is harboring of illegals, a federal felony, good for anywhere from 15 years, so from 5 years in federal penitentiary to capital punishment. And when he was on here, he was talking about how that's potentially harboring can lead ultimately to capital punishment. It was kind of Minnesota State Representative Kayla Berg to share this evidence of her felonious conduct. Is this felonious conduct? I want you to act as you're her defense counsel.
So we just finished delivering groceries to folks who are too afraid to leave their homes because of this ICE occupation.
Now, how does she identify the people that she's helping? She doesn't say she gave them to undocumented aliens. She doesn't say that she's given to illegal aliens or undocumented folks or people who are here illegally. She identifies them as people who are too afraid to leave their homes because of this ICE occupation. So if you're her defense counsel, the first thing you might say is, where does she even say she's giving anything to illegal aliens? Maybe she's giving people to folks who are just afraid of ICE. Could be Latinos who are citizens. It could be white people who are just afraid of police presence. Could be anything. Doesn't have to be illegal aliens. So in that sense, she doesn't say she's giving anything to illegal aliens.
In our community, an amazing amount of people have put together boxes of produce and meat, as well as toilet paper and diapers for those that need it, dry goods.
So she says she's sending meat, produce, dry goods to these recipients.
Even some treats to help our neighbors.
And by the way, everything about this woman makes me sick to my stomach. And yes, very much like you, I have this overwhelming urge to want to punch her in the face. So I can understand that. If that thought is going through your mind right now, you're not. I'll tell you right now, you're not alone. When I look at this woman, I just really, have an urge. And even if she was standing with me, I never would hit her, but I would certainly have a very deep urge to want to pop her in the face and feel as if I couldn't possibly miss. So, yeah, she's despicable and gross and disgusting, and her moral. But the question is her what she's doing here is moral virtue signaling that, like, oh, we're looking out for our neighbors. We're just looking out for our neighbors, and we care about them. Oh, God. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was the only one who had that thought. Apparently, I'm not the only one who had that thought. And here's another thing, is she could be lying. She might not have done it, right? In other words, she's making a claim about what she did. But that would be a statement against interest, So the question is, do you think she's lying or not? But if the question is she doing something illegal? Could she be convicted based on this video? And Andrew implies that she could be. I think that the question about who it is that she's serving here, let's look at that statute that he references here. Let's pull that up right now. Any person who, knowing that a person is an alien, brings or attempts to bring in the United States in any manner whatsoever, such person at place of port of entry other than designated, that's bringing them in. This is section 2 is moving or transporting them. Section 3 is the key. Knowing or reckless disregard of the fact that an alien has come to or enter or remains in the United States in violation of law conceals, harbors, or shields from detection, or attempts to conceal, harbor, or shield from detection such alien in any place. So if you are trying to help them shield detection, such alien in any place, including in any building. So it sounds as if it really means giving them housing. But I think that you can read that to say that what's the objective here? Assuming that she is delivering to illegal aliens, is that she is looking to help shield them from detection. They don't want to come across ICE and have a problem. So she's looking to help them avoid detection by staying hidden at home rather than going out for their basic necessities. So I think that's a little bit of a you're already stretching this statute as far as you can. And they say that providing succor, SUCCOR, which I think is like nourishment, could be qualified as harboring. So let's assume that is considered harboring, right? Like, let's say you know that there's someone who's hiding in a sewer and they're trying to evade ICE, and you bring them food. So that could be considered harboring. Here, presumably they're not in sewers, they're living in houses somewhere. But the point is that theoretically could be labeled harboring. And the punishment for this is, as he mentioned, that in the case of violation of subparagraph A, 2, 3, or 5, if you're doing it for money, which it doesn't seem like she is, you'd be talking about 10 years. And then over here, you're looking at not more than 5 years. But in relation to which the person causes serious, if that person, the illegal, ends up causing serious bodily harm, then for harboring them, you can get 20 years. And if they end up killing someone, you could be punished by death or in prison for a term of 10 years for life. So the punishments can be rather extreme if any of these people end up going out and killing anyone. So what I would say on this is I respectfully disagree with Andrew to the extent that he seems to be implying here that she's admitting to committing a felony. The primary problem, I think, with coming to this conclusion is I don't think that she says she's giving to illegal aliens. She says that she's giving it to people who are afraid of ICE, which, between you and me, I think almost certainly is illegal aliens. Certainly some of them are illegal aliens, but I think that this would create probable cause to, be monitoring her phones and to basically be looking into her to see whether or not she's violated 18 USC 1324. Meaning, this video is such a stupid thing for this woman to send out there, because if you are an aggressive district attorney, you can basically, U.S. attorney, you can go and get a warrant to start searching her phones to see who's she going to, where is she going. You should do that just for purposes of finding out where she's going. Tells you where ICE should be looking, right? And frankly, she's likely committing a crime. I would say she's probably committing a crime. And since she's probably committing a crime, that's your probable cause for a warrant. So I don't know that we can say definitively that she's committing a crime, but I definitely think that you got probable cause here. And I guess probable cause could be enough for a grand jury to indict her. But we don't have enough here to convict. And I don't think that Andrew, I'm not really grossly disagreeing with Andrew. I think if I point this out to Andrew, he would probably concede the point. And his point here is just how serious what she's doing is and how stupid she is for filming herself and bragging about it. But this is what virtue signaling does. Virtue signaling gets people to act like complete and total idiots, where they're basically like, oh, look at me. I'm helping people out because I'm such a good moral person fighting against evil Donald Trump. Oh, I'm such a good, virtuous person. Everything about these insecure people makes me sick to my stomach. I like it. I like it. Honeypot food delivery by ICE. And this is certainly true. She now put herself on ICE's radar. It's stupid. It's stupid. But they're so desperate to show you how important and how moral they are. They're so desperate. They can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. Because this entire objective of why they stand alongside these people is for the rush of being recognized as being good and moral and virtuous people. Say, I'm better than you. I'm a better person than you. So they bask in it. They cannot help but do stupid things like this. One after another after another. They can't help it. Hey, Red Delta's back? Red Delta? No way. Red Delta's back? I gotta see. I don't see Red Delta here in the chat. Hey, there he is. Welcome back, Red Delta. My mom would say I want to place her face in a bucket full of snot. The meanest thing she could ever think of my mom is not an angry person. Clearly she's not. Clearly she's not. But it's still funny. It's still funny. While we're on the topic of ICE, there's always reports going around now. There's a report that CBS brought out that ICE is not arresting violent criminals. This is the report that they brought out. Less than 14% of nearly 400,000 immigrants arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement in President Trump's first year back in the White House had charges or convictions for violent criminal offenses, according to an internal Department of Homeland Security document obtained by CBS News. Ooh. Less than 14% were violent. Now, when I saw this, my first thought was, good. I don't want them only going after violent people. I want them going after all of them. This is very hard. This was very heartening to me. I was very happy to see this information. Less than 14% of nearly. The point is, Trump keeps saying that this is about removing the violent people here, but less than 14%. Look, I don't know what percentage of them are violent. Maybe it's only 3% of them are violent. I have no idea. I don't care. I want them all gone. I don't want to fixate on just the violent ones. I want them all gone. That's what we voted for. Get rid of them. The violence is only one massive drawback, a huge glaring drawback, but only one. The burden on our health systems, the burden on our education systems, the burden on our housing crisis, the burden on just having an influx of people beyond normal growth is something that is an unfair burden to be placing on every single American citizen, which is what they are doing. But then there's this point. Here are a few of the crimes categorized as nonviolent: drug trafficking, human smuggling, child porn, fraud, DUI, burglary. 60% had criminal charges or convictions. So this actually, which is designed to refute it, it's actually more than 70%. Not to mention, the majority of them were charged or convicted crimes before they came here. So, in reality, this is a refutation of all the BS. Should give us a little like, because that's a good job. But the reality is they are focusing on the violent ones, or not violent ones, the criminal ones, even the ones who are not necessarily. People who are collecting child porn, I'm sorry, Every one of them has got to go. I frankly would try to find a way to get rid of the ones who are American citizens who are I don't want them here. Human smugglers, drug trafficking. It's like that's nonviolence. I didn't even bring up the drug issues that's associated with bringing in tens of millions of illegal aliens. So, yeah, I want to start with the illegals, with the ones. When I say illegals, they're all illegals. But I want to start with those. But I definitely want to get rid of all of them. But this is. And Bill Malugan here making a great point. Nana Lakin, Riley, Jocelyn Nungary, and Rachel Morin's illegal alien killers had any violent criminal history beforehand. So, yeah, now U.S. ICE Immigration Customs says here's a more accurate headline. Nearly 70% of criminal aliens detained by ICE have pending charges or prior convictions. So-called nonviolent offenders include individuals charged with drug trafficking. This is where that guy got his thing from. Embezzlement, solicitation of a minor, human smuggling, and more. Labeling these offenses as nonviolent does not mean that they aren't threats to public safety. So ICE is basically saying, no. We are focusing on the sickeningly criminal ones. I don't want them focusing on that. I don't mind you starting there, but I'm glad that it's not 90% because I want you to be getting rid of these people, even the nice and friendly ones. Let them go through it the proper way. So they changed the headline. Nearly 70% of those arrested by ICE in Trump's first year back in office have criminal records, document shows. That's them quote tweeting them. So, listen.
News just exclusively obtained an internal DHS memo that confirms only 14% of everyone arrested by ICE over the past year had a violent criminal record.
This guy trying really hard to make me hate people who have leukemia, which makes me feel like a terrible person.
That means that the rest of the people arrested by ICE under the second Trump administration did not have any criminal history at all.
Wrong! Wrong! Just not violent, as classified as violent. So drug trafficking, you're not calling violent. Soliciting minors, you're not calling that violent. Human trafficking, you're not calling violent. You want to say that's no criminal history at all. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Or if they had convictions and charges that were nonviolent in nature. That directly contradicts.
Who cares what you want to classify as nonviolent? Who the hell cares? No one cares.
What the Trump administration has said about its mass deportation campaign, mainly targeting the worst of the worst in the country illegally. You can read the full story on cbsnews.com.
Yeah. So there you go. Sickening. Sickening. These people are sickening. I didn't really have much more on this. I just wanted to call that. So CBS is all proud of their scoop, which their scoop actually made me happier with the Trump administration because I want there to be there should be 70% not violent, but it turns out that it is 70% are violent, or nearly 70%. And this is essentially what they're saying. Well, if they haven't killed anyone yet, we have to leave them here in our house. Stupid. What's happening there? Don't want to cover that. No, let's start moving on to Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl. So I told you all that I watched Super Bowl yesterday, and then I skipped out on. I opened the show by explaining to you how I skip out on the halftime show. I wasn't watching either. I wasn't watching either performance. I basically take care of hanging out with my friends then, and it's more. And we, while halftime is happening, I was watching to see because I was curious. Since Trump has come back, we've seen a lot less of the woke commercials. There was one commercial that I saw that I was like, I think this is a Bad Bunny type of commercial. I think that's what this is supposed to be. So watch this commercial with me and tell me if you see anything unusual in this commercial. This is for Rocket Mortgage.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? I know it's hard, sweetie.
You're going to see here every time there's like a white person with a brown person or a black person. But basically, everything about this commercial is we're all neighbors with each other. This is somehow a mortgage commercial. I don't really get that. But everything here is basically white people being saved by black people or brown people.
Could you? But you'll still see Dad. It's a neighborly
Loser white girl is the loser.
day in this beauty wood. A neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Stop.
White girl's racist dog starts barking at the brown girl.
Could you be?
Big storm coming in.
This guy watching out for his white neighbor. Big storm coming in, being all neighborly.
I have always
That guy just ignores him though, because he's another white racist white guy who's won't acknowledge big storm. He won't be neighborly. He won't be neighborly to his black guy who's warning him big storm coming in. Just walks right on by him like a typical white old man.
Big storm coming in.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live.
White person is a loser who is the one who loses the dog. I can't find my dog anywhere. Brown girl finds the white dog, saves the white girl. Isn't it such a good thing that we have darker skinned people around to save us? It's such oh my God, thank God this would never have happened but for the fact that we have brown neighbors.
Let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Would you be mine?
Oh, now the black guy's saving him, is saving white racist guy with the chainsaw when his fence is all knocked out. Okay, now that since you're like basically doing lawn work like a good minority. You're doing my lawn work for me. So now I can give you a smile. Everything about this commercial just rubbed me wrong.
Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Thank you so much. Won't you be my neighbor?
And now white and brown kids are besties because, like, you know, they're just it's like, well, they didn't eat the dog, so they ain't eat it. Oh my gosh. Everything about this commercial just made me feel a certain way. The neighbor is definitely the code word for illegals now, right? That's like what the left keeps using that term over and over again. Is that really Lady Gaga? Lady Gaga. More appropriate name for her, but is that really Lady Gaga? Or maybe just say Lady Gaga. That's pretty funny. Anyhow. Yeah, there's definitely a message that's happening here. I know that commercials are like just by knee-jerk reaction. There's always everyone's like mixed couple and stuff like that. But this is every time here. Why can't you have why is it never like the white person saving the black person or the brown person? Why is that? I don't know. I don't know. I had so that was the one commercial that I saw. There was just like a lot of forgettable commercials this year. I didn't notice. I'll usually in the past I've done like a roundup of some of the good commercials and some of the bad commercials, and they're just very forgettable commercials. I did see the one by the ADL, and I was just like, oh god. Actually, it led to a funny conversation, so I should bring this up. Let me share with you the ADL Super Bowl ad. I should have put this in my title. Maybe I'll change my title. The anti-Semitism Super Bowl ad. All right, this is the ad.
Bro, look at this. Did you see that? Should we tell him? So bad. Oh my gosh. Stop. Stop.
Do not listen to that.
Thank you, man.
Another white guy saved by black folk. I guess this some would say not white because you know if you're watching Nick Fuentes, you would say Jew guy saved by black guy.
I know how it feels.
I know how it feels. Okay, I don't like this whole cube thing in general. The whole cube thing is the stupidest thing in the world. They had pink cubes for like the gay and black cubes when they were having the whole BLM stuff, and now blue cube, I guess, is supposed to be because the Israeli flag or something. No, this is just more virtue signaling stupidity, and so I was watching this. I was watching the Super Bowl with a bunch of my Jew friends, and I think this aired right before or shortly before halftime. We were definitely talking about it by halftime. And we're just like, why is it the black guy saving the Jew? Why isn't it the Jew saving the black guy? And I pointed out that if it was the Jewish guy saving the black guy, he definitely would have gone over to him and he says, "Don't worry, I've got such a deal for you. I'm going to save you so much money." That's that line killed. Anyway, so yeah, what the hell is I don't such a waste of $8 million, not plus whatever the expense was of filming this crap. Everything about these people, and by these people I mean the Jews who are so concerned with fighting anti-Semitism. Oh, we have to fight anti-Semitism. Oh, we have to throw money into fighting anti-Semitism. Oh, it's so necessary. I am very mindful of the fact that there is a lot more anti-Semitism today than there was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm very mindful of that. I'm very well aware of it. And I'll tell you right now that if you had taken 0 steps to fight anti-Semitism, 0, there would be a lot less anti-Semitism today than there is. So all these different efforts trying to say stop being anti-Semitic, this has created so much anti-Semitism. I don't want to see this when I'm watching the Super Bowl. I don't want to see anything about politics when I am watching the Super Bowl. The reason we enjoy sports is because it is a diversion from the stresses of day-to-day life. Anything that is serving to disrupt that and bring back in the stresses of day-to-day life into our entertainment is a detraction from our entertainment. Entertainment is escapism. It's, hey, I'm just going to chill out now, zone out now, and not think about this crap. Now, this crap could be whatever work stresses you have, could be family stresses you have. The point is, I don't want to be thinking about my stresses. The reason people enjoy going to amusement parks or movies or watching TV, historically, traditionally, the gladiatorial games, going all the way back thousands of years, giving bread in circuses. Why do you give them bread in circuses? It's give them enough that they can live and also keep them distracted from their pains of how miserable life can feel sometimes. That's what entertainment is there for, as a diversion. I don't want to see you in your good faith interests of like, oh, let's not, of like, I'm just going to just shove this down your throat. You need to just, hey, don't be an anti-Semite. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. It's so aggravating. I can't stand it. I can't stand when they do this stuff. I saw this. I was like, why? Why do I need to hear about this? I don't want to hear about anti-Semitism. I don't want to hear about racism against Black people. I don't want any of this stuff. I just want to be able to sit down, watch some funny commercials about Cheetos or beer, and hopefully some great play on the gridiron. See a really good tackle, or a phenomenal pass, or someone slipping tackles. Sitting here like thinking about like, hey, and don't be an anti-Semite. Who needs it? Who the hell wants this? Hey, I cannot believe there's a single person. I don't believe that there's one person out there. I cannot even imagine. I want to meet the guy who before this was like, oh, I don't like Jews. But now because I saw this commercial in the middle of the Super Bowl where, you see some Black guy standing up next to some kid with fuzzy hair and like and a massive nose, who looks like, doesn't quite fit in so well. So tall Black kid standing up next to him, looking down the hallway all authoritatively there. Oh, look at this badass. Oh, look at him. He's saving the little Jew. I don't need this. I don't need it. I don't need it. Like, why? Why do I need? I just want to. I want to see Drake May trying to escape a tackle. Totally fine. Totally fine if you gave me some stupid frogs saying Budweiser. Date myself with that one. I don't need to hear about whatever stupid political movement, but tell me who the guy is. Someone tell me who is the person who is like, oh, before this, I really didn't really care about Jews or whatever, but now it's like, oh, I'm gonna stand up to hate so I can be like this tall Black kid here. Trust me, if you stand up to help a Jew, it's not going to help you dunk a basketball. The way you're not going to be this kid. What the hell is this stupidity? Oh my gosh, it gets me so aggravated. I don't need it. I don't need it. It was paid for by the Queens of Virtue Signaling, paid for by the Blue Square Alliance Against Hate. The Blue Square Alliance Against Hate. Like that's a thing that should never exist. Like, what are we all about? We're all about virtue signaling that we're good people. We might be complete scumballs, but if we can virtue signal to the world that we're good people, that makes us good people. Everything about this is sickening. So sickening. I don't like anything about this. For a house-by-house grid search style removal. I should put a sign on my front door. ICE welcome here. Weren't the blacks the ones attacking the Jews? Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Certainly New York. Certainly New York. In New York, if the only people attacking Jews in New York are like dark skin, either black or brown. Have my green post-it note, Joe. I get it. All right. Good. How did the black guy know to show up with the blue square so fast, huh? Yeah, that's the secret. That's the secret. He's the one who put it on the backpack. He's like, let me show him what a good person I am, that I'm going to help him stand up to racism when there's no one else who did it. I'm the one who, that's like this sneaky, you think that's what it is? He's like the crafty, he's like, it's like the whole thing was like, he's part of the whole hoax. So he's like, I'm going to put this on this guy's backpack and then just show up. So this way everyone knows what a good person I am. And then I'm going to look down the hallway as if I'm standing up to some racist, some anti-Semite who's not even there. Oh my God. Plot twist. He's the villain. I love it, Kimmy. That's great. It's a great plot twist. Mobs try to swarm President Herzog in Sydney. I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about that's going on there, so I can't help you with that. Yes, I didn't really like that commercial too much. I wasn't really such a fan. Peeking in on the ghetto, making sure I'm not missing nothing in the ghetto. All right. We're very close on the whole goal thing. Like really, really close. We'll see what ends up happening. But I will tell you this. I want you all to explain to me, why is there such freak out about Bad Bunny? Tell me, because I literally don't know anything about this guy. Is he queer? Does he sing "Everyone Be Queer" in Spanish? Or is it the fact that he sings in Spanish? Now, to me, I've been watching the Super Bowls like many, many, many years. I've seen every Super Bowl this century. And going back into the 90s, wife made a good OBS go after the employers $50,000 plus in fines. I don't know what this means. Wife made a good OBS negative go after the employers. I don't know what this is trying to say. Sorry. It's because he had gay dancers? You're saying it's a purposeful jab into America's eye that, like, we're trying to get rid of illegal aliens, so they're going to have a guy who sings in Spanish. That's what I assume is why people got mad. Look up Bad Bunny's Safira lyrics to understand. I can do that. Bad Bunny Safira lyrics. Does he ever sing in English? No, you see, this is. I don't get it. I mean, I haven't enjoyed a Super Bowl show, halftime show in a long time. Hey, Joe, what's the best way for Larry Sharp to get in contact with you for an interview for New York State governor race, locals, Facebook, etc.? X. It's probably the best way. X is probably the best way. All right, let's get this and translate this stuff. Oh my gosh, this is a long song. Translate to English. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, me. I now. La, 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 blow, blow. La, 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 la. Devil, what is Sephira? I don't know what Sephira is. You have a bastard. Yes. Anything I put on you breaks the road? Oh, move it. What is Sephira? The hell is a Sephira? Is it just like this is like gay? Is that where this is going? That ultimately this is like the gayest song in the world? Well, lack respect, mommy. How dare you come with them? Today you came out dressed for me. I thought you were coming. I thought I was coming to sleep. No, if I came ready now, put it for a brush. She sucks my lollipop. She kneels alone. Hey. How dare you, mommy, come without panties? Mira, tell me, DJ Orma, what do you believe? You effing bastard, ha ha. I do what I want. Tell him, rabbit. Hey. Today you drink, today you spend, today he smokes like a Rasta. If God allows it, God allows it, hey. If God allows it, hey. Told you drink, today you spend, today he smokes like a Rasta. If God allows it, ha, hey. If God allows it, me, hey. Real G guiding the new generations with the true galactic Bellicue? Belliceo? Yes, your panties get wet, add mischief to the versatile, more whore than Betty Boop. The one who became mischievous mommy was you. I keep killing with the you. Choka with bug with buttock. Chocha with bug with buttock, yes. Chocha with bug with buttock. He's rubbing my, rubbing my nipple? This year I don't want a slut. They see you with a lot of clothes and they want to fight me. They see you very active and they want to fight you because it's very good, Very big to like Lourdes Shakon. What the heck? The buttocks are very big, like Irish Shakon. I don't know about the chocha because I haven't seen it. Let's go to bed to nail you in your panties. Today you drink, today you spend, today smokes like a Rasta. If God allows it, ha ha. And today you drink, today you spend, today smokes like a Rasta. I don't even know what the hell he's saying. Mommy, what do you want? Here come your shark. I want to F with you and smoke a blunt. See what those pants hide? I want to screw you and screw you and screw you hard. F you with a smoke, a blunt. I want to... Okay. Repeat. This song already exploded on me. The dancing girl threw herself away. That ass deserves everything. It deserves everything. It deserves everything. Yes. Repeat. I thought it was slow. So good. Let's go again. Marin Orma, who is a villain? Ha ha. My bug is running away and I want you to hide it from me. Grab it like a banga. She got something that makes her horny. F the Audi, not the Honda. Hey, I'll put it in you. Don't call me. That this is not for him to love me. Hey, if your boyfriend doesn't suck your A, That's why I don't suck. Come down home and I'll give you everything. Mommy, I suck at you? Come down home because what? Come down home because I'll break everything for you. Hey, did I break everything? Come down home and I'll give you everything. Tell me, servant, Daddy kept going. If you smoke weed, Daddy, Daddy. How long a song is this? Jow, baby, baby, baby. Twerking with Bicata. It looks like he's effing rich in the note. I want to take a selfie with that butt. Yeah, yeah. Stop, stop, stop. I have it. It shows. Whoa, whoa. What are we going to do with that butt? Wow. In uni, they are AAA, but that boob is C. You are super beautiful, mommy. I know it. I'm also a scoundrel. What are we going to do with that boom, boom? Gulate, boom, bum. Hit that boom, bum. Hit it, boom, bum. If it has that boom, bum, be careful, boom, bum. If it has that boom, bum, go ahead, boo. I have no idea what I just read. I have no idea. I can't even begin to understand what the heck that's about. This I don't know what the heck is going on. Right. English translation. Insert snarky comment here. Hi, Joe. Bye, Joe. I got to go to work. Great seeing you, Baba Yogi. Thank you for stopping in. Sorry, wife made a good observation on ICE immigration. It would be better to go after the employers and implement a $50,000 fine for each instance. Oh, you're saying to keep them out, give them no job, but then they're going to be on unemployment, and they'll be collecting that. It's an interesting idea. It's not about Bad Bunny. It's about NFL being an American firepower, testosterone-driven, American-made game that must survive. I don't even know much Spanish. After the translation, I know even less. That's what I'm feeling like. I have no idea what the hell he's... Is that what like American pop music sounds like today? Is that like lyrics you would see in American pop music? Most of the worst bits were not translated, but it's gross. Okay. Yeah. So I don't really... I know that Turning Point USA obviously had their, based halftime show with Kid Rock, which I think did fairly well. From what I saw, it had something like, let's see, on YouTube, the Turning Point USA halftime show is 20 million views. That's pretty good. And I think it had a lot more on Turning Point itself. That's pretty good. I know it had Kid Rock. I don't know who else was performing in it, to be honest with you. So you're upset that you say that this is their attempt to get rid of American culture. It's not that they're trying to. It's worse than them trying to get rid of American culture. They're trying to basically twist it away from being American into being like something. They're twisting what American culture is into this. They're trying to take American culture and pervert it into something else, which is in many ways worse. That's what I think. That's what I'm suspecting. Super Bowl halftime pagan show, just like when they opened a tunnel in the Swiss Alps or switched on the CERN Hadron Collider. See, I wouldn't look at this as anything nearly as terrible as the opening ceremonies at the Paris Olympics, which was basically a celebration of hedonism and child sexploitation. Like that's what this is. Not nearly that. Not nearly that. I'm not saying that you should be happy about this. I'm not happy about this. I don't understand why you have a halftime show that everything has to be in Spanish. It does feel like as if it's like trying to jab in the eye. Jab in the eye. Oh, you want to get rid of illegal aliens? Here, we're going to make a halftime show that's all Spanish. Bam. Like in your face. It feels as if that's what it is. That's the objective. Let's try and make this all something that most Americans, won't understand. And maybe this is the best way to look at it. So and this plays into what John was saying here. This plays really into what John was trying to say here, I think. My mom, who is a brilliant woman, she passed away 11 years ago. And she basically said, if someone is speaking in America in a foreign language, it is a very clear statement that they are looking for it to be a conversation that is not intended for you. So when someone does that, I tune out and I basically walk away and I say, goodbye. I'm having nothing to do with you. You don't want to have anything to do with me. I'm not going to have anything to do with you. Now, in that sense, we sort of feeling as if football is being stolen from us because come to a football game, I'm trying to enjoy watching a football game. It's our national pastime. Let them go play their make this a halftime show for some stupid soccer thing. Like, why would you take what is primarily past baseball as America's pastime and try and turn this into like now something that's Spanish, which is basically saying, F you, you don't belong here. And that's how it feels. It feels as if it's F you, you don't belong here. Instead of drawing your culture into America, we're going to basically take you and try and turn you into our culture. And it feels very rude. It feels very, very rude. So I get it. I get it. I don't think it's quite as terrible as people are making out to be, but I feel making it as if this is like I said, this is not nearly the same thing as the whole hedonistic hot garbage opening ceremonies in Paris, which was with some naked dude on a platter, with kids hanging over him. That was just disturbing and sickening. But it does feel as if it's a move in that direction. We're going to try and make it as far into American culture as possible. So I got it. -1 to goal counter, please. I'm counting it. I'm going to say this, Master Phillips. Go! Between Jade Schwab, we got 12 in YouTube. Between Jade Schwabak in locals and also the Diggers, I think we're technically at 14. But I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count it. Are any Spanish speakers going to like this? I don't know. I don't know what the hell they like. How would I know? Now, it's a jab to stir up interracial tensions before the elections and mock the historical culture, just like Lemon, steal from others. Could be. It could be. I did say I was going to watch this stupid show. So at great risk to my channel and this particular episode of the following program, I am going to watch Bad Bunny's halftime performance and give you my thoughts on it. And we'll see. I would do TPUSA. I really would. And if you don't like it, then complain to TPUSA for how they strike content creators who share their content, because it's disgusting. It's horrible what they do. Halftime show.
The National Football
Here we go. Giving the Grammy to the fake abandoned 5-year-old was total jab at MAGA. I don't know what that means.
The league welcomes you to the Apple Music Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
What is with the whole, I'm going through the whole Apple logo here? Okay. This feels like it could not possibly be more commercial. Oh, look. It's our strawberry pickers.
Qué rico es el latino. Hoy se ve.
Wait, everyone just speaks Spanish, not just the singer? Oh, okay. What there's El Espectáculo de Media Tempo. Oh my gosh. I can't. They're saying USA is America. Americans shouldn't claim America. Bad Bunny said, God bless America. They named every country in South Central North America with flags behind him. Did? Well, don't ruin it.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó.
So wait, is the whole white glove supposed to be like Bugs Bunny thing? Is that what that's supposed to be? Like Bad Bunny, Bugs Bunny thing? Is that what we're supposed to be seeing here?
Si tengo muchas novias. Ey. Muchas novias, hoy tengo a una, mañana otra. Ey, me la voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, ey. Saludan a Titi, vamos a tirar un selfie. Soy chido.
Is that where they sell stuff out? Those little cart stuff? Like that? That sounds kind of racist.
Que sonríen las que ya les metí en un VIP, ey. Saludan a Titi, vamos a tirar un selfie. Soy chido.
This is definitely a Bugs Bunny gloves thing that's happening here. I'm gonna say the guy should be holding a soccer ball.
La Sofía, mi primera novia en Kinder María y mi primer amor se llamaba Talía. Tengo una colombiana que me escribe todos los días y una mexicana que ni yo sabía, otra en San Antonio que me quiere todavía y las de PR que toditas son mías, una dominicana que juega bombón.
I don't know what's happening here. I don't even know what's happening. Give me see. Here's number 16. Thank you. It's clear the intention is to turn USA into a third world country. You would think that this wouldn't be happening under a Trump administration, right? That the NFL would be like going along with everyone else who's starting to shut off the woke. It feels like a setback in that sense also, right? I'm glad that he's starting off with the old Bad Bunny classic songs. You know, some people try to introduce some of their new hits, but he's going with the old Bad Bunny classics. I don't know what the hell he's saying. I'm going to say that a lot.
Antes tú me pichabas, ahora yo picheo. Antes tú no querías, ahora yo no quiero. Antes tú me pichabas.
Las mujeres en el mundo entero.
Antes tú no querías.
Peleando sin miedo. Yo perreo. Mueve.
Yo perreo sola.
It all sounds so techno. Like it's not even like really music. It's just techno beating. God. Like it's like everything is just synthesized.
Okay, mi vida anda fugado y yo quiero que tú me la escondas. Agárralo como bonga, se metió una que la pone cachonda.
I make a comment about the guy walking around grabbing his junk like that, but to be fair, Eddie Murphy was doing that in the 80s, and like no one really cared. So. I try to judge like fairly.
Si te lo mato, no me llames. Que esto no es pa' que me ames. Si tu novio no te. Pa' eso que no. Ey, ey. En el perreo no se quita. Como se pone bella. Ey. Me llama si me necesita. Ey. Pero por ahora está solita y ya perrea. Bienvenido a la fiesta más grande en el mundo entero. Ey, ey. Yo la conocí en mi África. Ella sabe que aquí hay tica. Quiere que yo se la aplique. Que paga solo.
This is like a very. It looks like it. Okay. I'm not feeling like anything like special about this show. It's gonna get better though, right? Maybe Ice will raid at the end. That'd be great. Or maybe it'll end. Oh, you know what'd be awesome if it ended with like a rap battle between Vanilla Ice and Ice Cube, and like everyone like scattered when they come out. Like, oh god, here comes Ice. Here comes. They have Vanilla Ice versus Ice Cube. That would be like, that'd be awesome. And here's the thing. When you don't understand the lyrics, it's almost as if I feel as if every dance move here is the same dance move over and over again, and every lyric is the same lyric over and over again. And so it just becomes like nauseating techno, just beating. Oh, that was a cute effect. That was a cute effect. You got credit. That's a cute effect. I was one of the bushes in Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. Mom always said you can be anything you want. She probably didn't mean literal shrubbery on national TV, but hey, representation matters. Oh, good for you. Wait, were you really? Are you joking? Or are you serious? I was. You can't be. Somehow I feel like you really mean it. Like a job is a job. Nothing of this seems like anything. It just feels like very sweaty. Everything about this just feels sweaty. And not like in a good way. When he was announced for a halftime show, he said, "If you're white, don't watch me." Yeah, that's pretty disturbing. I don't think black people speak Spanish either. Or Asians. It all sounds like the same song over and over and over. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It just sounds like the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Estás escuchando música de Puerto Rico, de los barrios y los caseríos. Ella viene por ahí. Ella nunca llega sola. Todos bandidos que se la pi. Ey, ey, que esta noche lo que haya. Perreo, baby. Sabeteo, baby. Chatrao, baby.
Repetition and bad dancing. That's what they're into. That's what they're into. They're just like it's nothing to this. There's not. I feel as if there's so little skill. The song is bad. The lyrics are vulgar, but Spanish pop songs have fairly vulgar lyrics in general. Trashy song for sure. It feels like a deliberate decision to put Hispanic culture over American culture. This I agree with. This I agree with. It's definitely designed to put Spanish culture over American culture. Yeah, like it's auto-tune. Like I said, if this whole thing ends with an ice raid, it's totally worth it. Way to blow the stereotype of gay people being talented theater kids. Nice. That was funny. Problems. I'm getting the glitch problems now. I don't know why I'm getting glitch problems.
Buenas tardes, California. Mi nombre es Benito Antonio Martínez Ocasio. Y si hoy estoy aquí en el Super Bowl 60, que nunca.
This is a StreamYard glitch that I was having earlier. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them.
Nunca deje de creer en mí. Tú también deberías de creer en ti. Vales más de lo que piensas. Créeme.
Yeah, it's not my camera. It's a StreamYard glitch. That's why it's like flipping off, like sometimes me, sometimes them. This is called, the video that I'm sharing here, it's called sharing media. So sometimes there's profile sharing is me, and then there's media sharing. And it's alternating. It's alternating which one's glitching. That's funny. We definitely need to grant independence to Puerto Rico and deport all these anti-American people and give DC, Virginia, Maryland back to the states. Yeah.
Dime, a todo lo que tú querías.
Por el poder que se me otorga, los declaro marido y mujer. Puedes besar a la novia.
It always used to be littered with attractive people, and I'm glad they didn't spend the extra money on that.
Lost in the words that we speak.
Oh, it's English.
I don't even want to do this anymore.
Is that someone famous? Is that Lady Gaga?
Cause you already know what you mean to me. And our love's the only one. We're fighting for. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow.
There's Lady Gaga, who I'll admit actually has some talent, is arguably the least attractive entertainer I've ever seen. She's like the female version of Rick Ocasek from the Cars.
Nobody's promised tomorrow.
Which is why whenever they try selling her as some sort of like, a sex siren or something like that, I'm like, come on. Seriously, come on. Oh yeah, no, he was cool, but let's face it. Come on, he looked as if he put his face through a cheese grater. I don't even know who Little John is. Who's Little John?
Mientras uno está vivo, uno debe amar lo más que pueda. No te puedo olvidar, no te
She's a talented music artist, not so much dancer. I don't know what the whole wedding thing that's going on here. I don't understand anything that's happening here. Is that the couple that proposed in the beginning? I don't know what's happening. It seems like they're trying very hard to sell us on a theme, and I have no idea what the theme is supposed to be. I guess everyone's dressed in white, like it's a wedding or something. I don't know what this is. Like there's supposed to be some sort of theme that's happening here. I have no idea what it is. This is, you know what he said? He said that white people shouldn't watch. He's right. He's right. This is just a crime. Even the bride that they got is like not someone. It just seems like they skimped. I'm just gonna. It seems like they skimped. It's a Super Bowl. I just feel as if they skimped a little bit. This looks like a Spanish Jack Posobiec over here with some, I don't know, beefy gal. Ooh, wow. He fell backwards. There's nothing happening here. He's just walking around singing. And people are just swishing around. There's just nothing happening in this show. You know, there have been like so many Super Bowls where it's like there's just something happening. He had that one moment there where he fell through the floor, which I was, I guess, you know, is creative, I guess. Yeah, it's nothing is happening. He's just walking around singing, and there's like some sort of wedding happening. This could look. Let's be real here. This could have been like Ricky Ricardo here singing, like at some wedding. For all I know, this is like, you know, that's all this is. There's nothing happening. If he started doing Babaloo, that would have been like epic. I have a feeling that's not that moment. That moment's not coming.
Okay.
The dancing is just like spastic motion, spastic motion, spastic motion. It's not even like dancing. It's just spastic motion with just like this techno beat thing going on there. There's nothing. This is an indictment on Gen Z. This is true. It was a nice Ford truck. Is he going to fall backwards again? Is he? We can only guess. Is he going to fall backwards again? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a better dancer than Bad Bunny is. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm a better dancer than he is. And I've had zero formal training, and I'm a better dancer than he is.
Willy Colón me dicen el malo, ay, porque pasan los años y sigo dando palos, vendiendo discos como cuadro Frida Kahlo, el perigo es blanco, sí, el tú sí racista, no te confundo, no, me revita, ay, un shot de cañita en casa de cañita, ay, PR se siente cerquita, tengo el confianza.
Oh, look, they got that mother from Everybody Loves Raymond on here. Oh, that's his Grammy that he just gave to like some kid who lives in the shrubs. I don't have a problem with that. Because a Grammy, what the hell's a Grammy? No one cares about Grammys. Grammys suck. Grammys are for losers. No one cares about them. So you give a Grammy to like, yeah, whatever. It's just a stupid Grammy. I don't care about that. You know, it's cute. At least this is a cute kid.
Como va Bunny va a ser rey del pop, ey, con reggaetón y dembow.
Quieren quitarme el río y
Oh, is that Ricky Martin? Is that who that is? Is that Ricky Martin? He could have sung in English. This guy speaks English. If I would have been happy if he sang like She Bangs or Living La Vida Loca. That would be a nice compromise. Living La Vida Loca would be a nice compromise, right? That would be a nice compromise. A little English, a little Spanish. Not this thing.
quieren el barrio mío y que abuelita se vaya. No, no, suelte la bandera ni olvide el Elolay, que no quiero que hagan contigo lo que le pasó a Hawaii. No.
Did he ever host? Did he ever sing? I should check that up. He never did the Super Bowl before, did he, Ricky Martin? I don't think he ever did.
No, suelte la bandera ni olvide el Elolay, que no quiero que hagan contigo.
People posted seats that they couldn't see because of the show because of the bushes. That's funny. Oh, look, something's happening. Something's happening. Some folks working for like $6.95 an hour, swinging from telephone poles. All right, that's something. That's something you don't see every day. Something's happening now. So he's got the flag now.
Está bien cabrón, de Carolina sale reggaetón y los higües de Bayamón, ey, ey. Quieren montarse en la ola y no ni de rincón. Un besito pa' abuela en el balcón cogiéndote los hoyos en la Rubicón. Este perro, guerra de Maelo y Tego Calderón y de Varel que fue campeón. Primero que Lebrón, maldita sea. Otro vagón, vamos para los bleachers a prender un blon antes que a Pipo le dé un buffet.
Right, so this is where like Lady Gaga did something like this where she jumped like from some really high thing in the Super Bowl a few years back. So I don't know if that's what's happening here. We'll see. We'll see if that's what's happening here. Right now I'm assuming he's come and fixed my cable.
Rico está en cabrón, Puerto Rico está en ca. Ey, 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 pichea Maldiva.
Dude, MAGA Mike. Let's chill. Okay. There's always got to be some idiot. I have so few rules. So few rules. Like, seriously, so few rules. I got it. A whole bunch of trolls in the chat. Thank you, Heisenberg. Wow. Wow. Like a whole slew. I got like a whole bot army here. Thank you for being on top of that, brother.
Pa' domino, ey. Si no me voy PRD, un saludo a mis vecinos, ey. Aquí el calor es diferente, el sol está ahí, no, ey. La capital del perreo, ahora todos quieren ser latinos, no. Pero le falta sazón, batería y reggaetón, ey, ey. Pido con mi corillo que somos un montón. Le falta sazón, batería y reggaetón. Ey, ey.
I did subscribe wrongly.
Corillo que somos un montón. Welcome to the calentón.
Literally looks like he just farted sparks.
Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron. Ya estamos en la calle, sal de tu balcón. God bless America. Sea Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, a my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí. ¡Ahora sí! De cuando te tuve, debí darte más besos y abrazos.
Okay, so that was basically designed to be an FU America. That was an FU America. That's what that was. That's what, there's no other way to read that. That was an FU United States. Which is pretty funny considering how every country he mentioned there, the citizens are desperate to live here. Loser.
Muchas gracias. Debí tirar más
The National Football League thanks you for watching the Apple Music Super Bowl 60 halftime show. Switch to Apple Music and
Okay, that was pretty pathetic. Nothing happened the whole time. There was like nothing. There was nothing. It was just basically at the end of it was just basically a big FU United States, which is pretty funny considering like how desperate they are to all come here. It's like you want to send. It's like why you should be thanking us for sending them back to these wonderful countries. And Trump called them basically crap hole countries, and the fighting so hard against ICE means you must agree with him. They're crap hole countries. So yeah. All right. I think that was more than enough. That was more than enough. And I agree with this too. Done with Apple for supporting this crap too. That was, it doesn't make me angry. It just makes me like, I look at them like they're all sad. Everything about this is sad. I think the NFL is sad. I mean, Roger Goodell is sad. I think everything about this is just very, very sad. But I also think it's just a phase. I think it's a phase. It's because like all, when it comes down to the money end of it, and they see that like, you know, Americans are pissed off about it, they'll swing back. That's what they all do. That's what they all do. You're saying the NFL shouldn't survive this, Guns, but I'm telling you is Americans will forgive. That's what's going to end up happening. It felt like a Borat skit. It felt like a Borat skit. Anyway. That's what I got for you tonight. I thank you all for joining me. I'm going to just do a quick check, make sure I didn't miss anything over here, because I might have. Make sure I didn't miss anything in the ghetto, because I wasn't able to pull that up here. Woodtick Mike saying, is that a halo over that afro? I'm not sure when he was saying that, though. I don't know. I will say this. It was less visually vulgar than I expected. I thought it'd be much more visually vulgar, and it wasn't. It could have been much worse. Much worse. I know that they're, shaking their tatas and everything, but like it could have been much more visually vulgar. And it wasn't. So in that sense, it wasn't like a complete crap fest, but it was definitely intended to basically tell American citizens. It was a big flip of the bird to American citizens. That's what it was. Sent DM Kid Rock singing Till You Can't. I can't do it. I can't. Seriously. They're insane. Turning Point USA is insane about this. As it is, I don't know what's going to happen to like the last half hour of this. I'm probably going to end up having to cut out that. But they'll literally shut down. They'll block it. What ends up happening, Kimmy, just so you understand, is no one will see any part of this video. And it's not worth it. I'm going to sit there and like try. It's just stupid. It gets me very angry. You should yell at Turning Point USA. You should. I think a lot of people should yell at them. Like, stop being such jerks in your copyright infringement. They should like retract what they've done, because I'm not forgiving them for that. I'm not forgiving Turning Point USA for that. That was wrong. Something that was such an international interest, like as far as the memorial. You're sitting there like just like being so petty. It's wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter if it was on YouTube. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I know these people. What I covered was on YouTube also last time. I'm telling you right now, look, Torah tells me not to make promises, so I'm not making any promises. But I'm telling you now, I will never show you anything from TPUSA. I'm not doing it. And they can suck it. It's on them. Until they publicly retract their policy about what they do with this, I am never sharing anything that those people do. And you can thank them for that. It's a TPUSA thing. It's a TPUSA thing. I'm telling you right now. I want them to grow and I want them to be successful. What they did, I'm telling you, I never had a video go as black as that one did. So no, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I love you all, but no, it's stupid. Because I know that this entire stream, the whole 2.5 hours here, will just go up in smoke because Turning Point USA will basically start freaking out at YouTube. So we're going to sit there going into a court case over this stupid 5 minutes of video that I want to watch. It's not worth it. I thank you all for joining me. God willing, I expect you back here at 10 p.m. tomorrow evening. Until then, I hope you all have a phenomenal day. I'll remind you that lab meat is not meant for you. It's meant for they, them, and do not eat the bugs. Don't do it. Have a good night, everyone. And as always, thank you. Godspeed.